Hi there, very good afternoon. Welcome back to ET Now. You're watching Markets at Noon with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Ankita Saxena. Well, before we get started with the show, a quick look at how the markets are shaping up. And Ankita, an absolutely flat day coming in, despite October being that month, where we saw good monthly gains since March 2025. That was the biggest monthly gain that we saw. But today, markets are absolutely flat. Absolutely, I mean, there is no, red or green. Absolutely, 0.01% lower is where the Nifty is at right now.
Yes, absolutely, Kanishka. In fact, we did have positive cues as well, positive global cues. We had the GST numbers come out, and of course, the big win. Of course, that's not
it's
sentimentally, it's a big trigger. We are celebrating our Desi girls today, but as far as market is concerned, it's absolutely flat as a pancake right now. As far as Nifty is concerned, it's just a 2-point uptick, but the recovery has been there. We have recovered from the day's lowest point. We have recovered 60 odd points in Nifty Bank also. But for now, let me get on board the management first, and then we'll go back to the market check. We had UBL that reported its quarterly numbers, and now we are joined by the management. Vivek Gupta, who's the MD and CEO of United Breweries, is now joining us to weigh in on the numbers. Hi, Mr. Gupta. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. Well, we did see the dip in margins, profit, and revenue as well, but volume growth was also muted. But your premium segment was rather steady. But tell us, your margins remained under pressure, like I mentioned this quarter. What were the key drags despite the softer input costs?
I think, as you see, our margins have got impacted primarily because of our operating model mix. As you know, there are two things which happened. First is it was a very heavy monsoon and longer monsoon in many states, which impacted operations in our own breweries, which meant that we have to get the most stocks from our contract brewers, which means we were operating at a lower margin. The second big impact happened that the high gross margin states like Karnataka, the category declined double digit, which is a combination of affordability issue as well as the issue related to rains. So I think our gross margin decline is primarily attributed to operating model mix rather than the commodity cost increase.
All right, but in your con call, you did mention that you're aiming to sustain and gradually improve the EBITDA margin towards the double-digit level. So, any timeline on that, when you can reach those levels that you're aiming for?
See, we are working on creating this category. Our role is to be the category maker. We are very much aware that we have to improve our gross margins. Our premium portfolio is now growing 33% in the first half. Despite the rains in this quarter, our premium portfolio grew 17%. We are also accelerating our path to profitability or better margins on premium portfolio. We have localized almost in 16 breweries a production of our Ultra and Ultra Max portfolio. So we feel confident that we will be gradually improving our EBITDA and gross margins. But our number one priority is to drive category growth. And for that, we need to make sure that we are investing enough in our brands, innovation, localization in our breweries, so consumer get the best product and our total portfolio.
Right, Mr. Gupta, your overall volumes were softer also this quarter. What's driving the slowdown, and do you expect a recovery in the festive season?
See, as I mentioned to you, you can see in other categories as well, rains this time in many parts, and especially north of India, where our volumes are down almost 18%, because many of these states were flooded, especially in Punjab, Uttarakhand, parts of Rajasthan, parts of Haryana. So there has been a significant impact of monsoon. This is not only on beer category, but as I hear, it is also in other categories. So the primary focus reason was rains. The second issue is affordability. There are states like West Bengal, Odisha, Karnataka. The category is down double digit because the taxation increase on beer has been very frequent and steep as compared to spirits. But we have also seen green shoots, like in certain states like Maharashtra, where category grew double digit and we grew almost ahead of that. All of this is a combination led to an overall volume decline, but we believe that this will start coming back. We already saw September, which was better than July and August for the category. So we hope the trend will continue.
All right, Mr. Gupta, that's about volumes. But within these categories that you just pointed out, premium segment has been steady. It has seen a good steady growth. But how are you balancing that with the pressure of the mass and value segments? Any price hikes that you've taken over there?
No, we are absolutely focused on affordability because beer is an underpenetrated category. We recently launched our two economy brands, one in West Bengal, Kalyani Black Label, second in Odisha, London Pilsner. Both of them were done where in these markets category is declining because of the value issue. So, and we have our local breweries. So we have launched affordable economy brands with high quality in these states. So we have actually taken very less price increase last quarter. Actually, none. We have been actually focused on driving value, uh, offering consumer the full portfolio. But as I mentioned to you, the weather and the rains had impact in certain states, which really drained the volumes down. And beer is a low margin business. It also impacts the operating leverage.
Right, Mr. Gupta, also the rural and the value segments continue to lag the urban recovery. What's holding back the demand outside of metro cities?
So I don't have data metro or non-metro. We had more impact in states. We have almost 40% of the states where a business is growing double digit, and it has grown double digit. You know, states like Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Goa, Madhya Pradesh. The business has been quite strong. But we also have states, I would say one third of the business, which has really got impacted by monsoons and rains. I gave you some examples like Punjab, Haryana, wherein category also declined by almost 40%. And then there are states where affordability is a major issue, like West Bengal and Orissa, where the category has declined because the taxes on beer has been disproportionately increased versus spirits. So we have been working with the regulators to share the data and ask for their interventions so that beer gets a fair and equitable treatment on taxation.
Understood. Mr. Gupta, since we are talking states and regions, can you break down the volume trends across regions if at all possible? Any key markets like Karnataka or Maharashtra that are already showing signs of rebound?
You know, see, Maharashtra is doing extremely well for beer right now. We are seeing almost 16 to 17% growth in the beer business, and it's accelerating. The recent policy where beer got more equitable treatment is helping. In Karnataka, we are really concerned on the category. Karnataka is a state capital for beer and has served the country and consumers extremely well. However, in the last five quarters, there has been consistent tax increase on beer, which meant the affordability on beer is a big challenge in Karnataka. We are in discussions with the regulators. We are sharing the information and sharing the data, and we hope that with some interventions, we see a recovery in the category in Karnataka. But right now, Karnataka category in beer is a concern.
Mr. Gupta, also, are there any regulatory updates or state level pricing changes that could perhaps materially impact the volumes in the near term?
Yeah, I think we have got a couple of good news. I think one is Meghalaya. I think it's a small but very important state in Northeast where they have reduced the taxes on beer, and we have actually taken a price reduction on Kingfisher in Meghalaya to actually pass on the benefit to consumer. Also, we have recently heard about Manipur, that Manipur is opening up for beer, and that would actually is a good news as well. So we are seeing pockets of good interventions as well in the last few months.
All right, so that's about the pricing trends in different regions. But Mr. Gupta, you did mention about your portfolio expansion and innovation plan. So any new key launches or formats that you've planned for the second half of this year?
Look, I think we will be able to share and bring them to the market, but we are extremely excited by our Heineken Silver progress. The Heineken Silver is growing 34%. We are planning to expand it to more stores in the existing markets and more states in the coming quarter. Our Amstel Grande product is off to a good start in West Bengal and UP. And we are doing some work in Karnataka on Amstel Grande to further expand because we have been recently launched this. I talked about our economy innovations and products which are of very high quality, and we will continue to bring consumer relevant innovation. But one thing is extremely clear that we have a very strong innovation pipeline. It's a state by state business, so we will keep designing the portfolio of what is required to win in a particular state. We are expanding our premium existing offering and existing SKUs in many other states, which will help us to grow. We are investing in a can line in Telangana. In the coming quarters, hopefully we should be able to get sell cans of our brands in Telangana in a higher quantity. Right now, we sell it at a very small quantity by importing from other states. So we are looking at expanding our portfolio state by state.
Mr. Gupta, with the input costs now easing and demand likely to pick up, what's your near-term outlook on both volumes and margins?
Look, I think the first important thing is the volume and demand should pick up. We understand that because of the high monsoons, the predictions on weather in winters are quite severe. So we don't know what will be the impact on that. But if we fast forward to 2026, let's say from January onwards of 2026, we expect the category to grow 5 to 6%, and we expect UBL to grow ahead of the category.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gupta, for sharing that perspective with us and the outlook going forward for the rest of the year. On that note, we'll let you go. Thank you so much.